Hart. He's a guy that just made a pretty big move in the new Rivals 100 rankings. I believe D. Hart got his 5th star, moved up to, I think, the 19th best player in the country according to their services. Of course, Jadeveon Clowney, number 1, Cyrus Quandro, number 4. But D. Hart made a big move. Hassan Clinton-Dix, he's at number 7 on that list, who's at the same high school as D. Hart, and both of them will be at Alabama next year. And Malcolm Mitchell, he also made a big move from, I think, number 177 overall all the way to number 30 overall. He's probably one of the highest 4-stars on the board. Talk about Malcolm Mitchell, who's going to be announcing on Thursday, and talk about D. Hart and his impact on Alabama next year.
They're both. The one thing about both those kids is they're very versatile. They can play, particularly in Mitchell's case. Mitchell can play several positions. He can play safety, he can play corner, he can play wide receiver, he can play in the slot, he can play outside. He can play pretty much any skill position other than somewhere in the backfield. So he's a guy that they cherish because of his size. He can run. You saw him in the All-Star game, and he called an over the shoulder pass for a touchdown and beat Enrique Florence on it pretty badly. So he showed his athleticism. He showed he's a pretty natural pass receiver. So he could play several positions. I think a lot of people assume he's a corner or a tall corner or defensive back at the next level, and that's probably where he'll be at Alabama. But I don't think it'd be outside the realm of possibility to give him a shot at offense if he wanted to. So versatility wise, if Alabama lands Mitchell, and I think it's a battle. I think Georgia's pushed and came on strong. Alabama, I think, has been in control pretty much throughout the process, but Georgia made a really strong push at the end. So it's going to be close. I think Alabama fans probably still feel pretty optimistic about it, but it's going to be pretty tight. So if they land him versatility wise and plug him in a bunch of places, and he's a very long, athletic kid. Hart, you can do a lot with him on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think he's a defensive type of guy, but he can be an ever down back. I mean, I think if he's a kid, he's thicker than he looks. I mean, you see him on TV, you read his weight. He sounds like a third down guy, but he's not. He's a thicker guy. I think he can play a little over 200 pounds and be a pretty effective every down running back. You probably want to, probably not with the size of his frame. You probably want to give him, spell him every once in a while. But certainly he could be an every down running back. He could be a third down guy. You could move him out, split him out, that slot receiver. And then what I think he's going to be very dangerous at is kick return. I mean, I'd be a kick return specialist a la Javier Arenas. If you watch his film, there's some hobby there. The way he changes directions, it's almost you almost feel like you're watching a Javier Arenas when you see him go from north, south, east, west, and change directions pretty rapidly. I mean, it kind of gives you a flashback of what Javier Arenas has done for several years for Alabama.
Shane, I'm going in the little bit of time we have left, I'm going to throw out some names, and you just give me your prediction off the cuff right now. Not trying to put you on the spot, but if you had to say right now where these guys will go, just give me a one-word answer on these following kids. Jay Rome, the tight end from Valdosta, Georgia.
Georgia.
Okay, Malcolm Mitchell, who is his teammate that you just talked about.
I'll say Alabama, but again, that's a tough one. That's close, but I'll say it.
Isaiah Crowell from Columbus, Georgia.
No answer.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
More than one word. I didn't give you a prediction, but it's too close to call right now.
No, and really, I don't blame you. That's the one I'll give you a pass on. I mean, his recruitment's been all over the place. He's a big-time Georgia fan. I think the mom and a lot of things point him in the direction of Tuscaloosa. But you hear all these rumblings in the background about Auburn, even though he's been saying all along it's an Alabama-Georgia battle. A lot of folks on the Auburn side seem to feel really confident about Isaiah Crowell signing with them. And, again, I don't know where that's coming from, but those guys have been spot on in some instances, so I'm going to have to take heed with what they say. How about Gabe Wright, his teammate?
I'll say Tennessee right now. I think we've got some information, recently that he's, I think his mother really likes Tennessee. His family's kind of driving his recruitment right now. And, my guess would be Tennessee right now.
Okay, let's go back to Brent Callaway. You think he sticks with Auburn, or do you think he switches?
You might have to give me a second pass. I don't know. He's not talking much. I'll say there's enough smoke behind Alabama. There's enough people talking really need to watch. And if you've already written him off, I would at least wake up and keep your ear to the ground on him, because I mean there's always a chance. And he was committed to Alabama for 2 years, so exactly. you got some strong bonds for him just to throw that away. And to me, it'd be hard to believe he wouldn't at least come and give Alabama another look. And
finally, 2 more. Enrique Florence.
Auburn.
Okay, and Ray Drew.
Georgia, and Auburn as a dark horse.
Well, Shane, thanks so much for joining us, and we're going to keep calling you as recruiting is sneaking right up on us, or signing day is, I should say, and we certainly do appreciate your joining us on the Bradberry Medical Center Alabama Minute.
Luke, anytime, guys.
All right, have a great day, Shane.
All right, you too.
That was Shane Youngblood from Rivals.com and BamaOnline.com on the Bradberry Medical Center Alabama Minute. One quick other thing before I let go to break and we bring Randy and Brett back on, or Brett and Austin, I should say. Alabama takes on Kentucky tonight, 8 o'clock on ESPN. Huge game for the Tide. They've been undefeated at home this season. Defensively, this Alabama team is about as strong as any team in this conference. Now, that may not be saying much, but it is a conference game against the most important team in the conference basketball-wise. Kentucky's ranked number 12 in the country. Monster game for Coach Grant tonight. Alabama's been playing a lot better. And if the game were only 59 minutes, only 39 minutes last week, then Alabama would have beaten Arkansas on the road. They've already gotten one road win against Mississippi State. They came home, took care of business against South Carolina, went to Arkansas and gave the Razorbacks all they could handle, ended up giving that game away in the last seconds. But tonight, this game is huge because you also have a monster game again on Saturday at Auburn. This Auburn team is not very good, but they're going to be doubly pumped up because they're going to get the ODK trophy from where Auburn beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa this year on the football field. They're also going to be celebrating the national championship that Auburn won on the football field in Glendale, Arizona. So there'll probably be a big crowd in Auburn this weekend. Alabama needs to get a victory tonight if they can, and then try and steal one again on the road Saturday. You've been listening to the Alabama Minute, brought to you by Bradberry Medical Center. This is Luke Robinson saying thanks so much for being with us.